Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to my channel, Holy Ache. So happy to have you here. So happy that you clicked on this video. Today, as you can tell by the title, I'm going to be giving you your June tarot scopes. So just getting into the energy, messages, guidance that are available for you for the month of June. Today, I'm going to be using my trusty Neo Tarot deck. And if you allow me a brief moment, I'm just going to drop in and I'll see you on the other side. All right, let's get started. Crap. Okay, so Pisces, in the month of June, you are really being called to recenter yourself, to bring your energy back into yourself. You might be feeling like you just don't want to be bothered. You might be feeling like I just want to be by myself. I'm thinking about this song by Empress of called Need Myself. I'm not going to sing it because no one needs to hear that, but like really being called to draw your energy back into yourself, of just learning how to be in your body. You might be in a stage where like you don't really feel like dealing with other people. You don't really feel like giving more of yourself than what's necessary. And that could also be like just a lesson that's coming up for you in the month of June, of just like, where am I giving too much of myself? Where am I giving in a way that feels that feels like I'm giving from an empty cup? And it could be like, Pisces, you all are like insane givers. You all are like, Pisces love is like no other. You all will give till the end of time, till you have nothing left. And it could be that you might have been in a place where that's kind of like running you a bit ragged, where you feel like your cup is a little bit dry. And it might not even be something that like, this might be something that you've been noticing over the last few months, last few weeks, where just like, I'm giving so much of myself and I'm starting to feel worn out and I'm starting to get like tired of it. I'm starting to get annoyed with the people that ask so much of me. And that might not be for all Pisces. It could just be for a few of you, but really I'm getting the sense in the month of June, like starting to become more clear to you, of where you're giving, where you're giving more than what you actually have, where you're giving more. You're kind of digging into the reserves that are saved for yourself, the love that's saved for yourself, saved for yourself, I'm saying. And like really being called to draw that energy back in. And like, I would imagine for some Pisces, because Pisces energy is so much of like, I know some Pisces in my life, they really place their sense of self-worth on how they take care of other people and how available they are for other people. And it's not even, and it's also just like a sense of like, that just feels right to them. It doesn't feel right to not care for other people. And I kind of lost my train of thought with where I was going with that. Crap, that train of thought is gone. I feel there was a point that I was gonna make and now it's gone. But yeah, it's getting to a place where like where you're really being called to draw back into yourself. And what's really, you are worn out. Like, I would imagine this past of 2020, if not the past year, like you're starting to notice like where you are doing too much, where you're wearing yourself out, where you're spreading yourself too thin and giving yourself to too many people, or like giving too much of yourself to too many people. And it's worn you down. Like, you've been feeling worn out. You've been feeling like something has to give. And for some Pisces, that might be to where you're like kind of lashing out at people in your surroundings, to where you're just like, well, why aren't you giving me more? Why aren't you reciprocating the love that I give to you? But really what I'm being seen in the month of June is like, to stop expecting other people to give to yourself, to give to you when you don't give to yourself. Like, how can you expect other people to nurture you when you don't know how to nurture yourself? And that could be for select Pisces. Some Pisces watching this might be great at self-care in a sense, but I'm kind of seeing like in the last 6 months or so, you might have been giving too much of yourself, or noticing where in your lifetime you've overextended yourself, and really being called to like I said, draw that energy back in and take care of yourself and be in your body. And like kind of learning to say no, kind of learning how much of yourself feels healthy to give, and when to take that time to give to yourself rather than spreading yourself so thin for the people around you. Whew. This is like, I know I'm making a whole bunch of noise here, but it's really because like this is it's getting quite deep where, like I said, for a lot of Pisces, it might be to where like your whole sense of self-worth is based on how you take care of other people. And like it's one thing to just genuinely enjoy being there for someone else and catering to other people. Like that's 10,000% okay. But there's an element to where you place so much of your self-worth on that to where you don't know when to stop. You don't know when to draw your energy back in, or even not even don't know, but it feels wrong to do so. You beat yourself up over it. But what I'm seeing is like in the month of June, what's being brought to your conscious awareness is like that you can't keep operating this way anymore. That you're kind of being called to move into a new cycle of your life. And in order for you to do that, in order for you to move forward and create the lived experience that you want for yourself, in order for you to create relationships that are balanced, that give back to you, give back what you give to them, you really have to look deeply at yourself and look at why did I let it get to this place of where I feel completely burnt out and like I have nothing to give? How did it get here? What beliefs brought me to this place? And what can I let go of? What doesn't feel authentic to me anymore? Not even authentic, but what just doesn't serve me anymore? What drains me rather than giving me the energy for myself to pursue the things that I want for myself, rather than just giving. And the energy that is the subconscious energy that is pushing this forward is you're getting fed up. Like Pisces, y'all are getting fed up. You're getting to the place where you're just like, no, I can't do that anymore. I can't be that person to you anymore. And it might not be like, you've completely cut people out of your life, but you've kind of noticed over the last few months, last year, if not years, like you're kind of standing up for yourself in a way that you hadn't previously. You're noticing like where people might be taking advantage of you. You're noticing where you need to place better boundaries for yourself and the people in your life. And that's really like I'm seeing this as self-guided, if anything, just because of what we have here of like being like, no mas. I will not, I can't move forward with it. I have been. I have to put up better boundaries. I have to, I can't give of myself the way that I had previously, and I don't want to. It doesn't feel good to me to give in that way anymore. And like I said, it's going to cause you to ask yourself some pretty big questions and to look at your habits and what you've believed to be true about yourself and really question that and say like, are these beliefs about myself really serving my highest and best? And where this is moving you to. Balance. Emotional balance. And for some of you, like, it's really going to take, for some Pisces, it could be that like you've been wanting for so long for there to be someone that comes in and finally takes care of you. Someone that finally comes and fills your cup up. But in order for that to even happen, you have to stop draining yourself. You have to stop, I'm kind of like thinking of a cup with a hole in it, and like even like the water, whatever water you put in, it's just getting drained out. So in order for this person or experience or opportunity to come in that fills your cup, you have to kind of, I want to say cauterize the wound, but just like you have to plug that hole where you're just like giving too much of yourself, and you have to replenish your own cup because, it's when like your cup is empty. If someone were to, how can I put this? The people in your life that are takers, it's because they haven't adequately filled their own cup, or they might not realize that their cup is full on their own, and that's why they're constantly taking, is because they don't know how to fill up their own cup. And you don't want to be that person to someone else, because you know what that feels like to be taken advantage of, and you don't want to be that person. So to really be in a situation where there's adequate give and take, you really have to give to yourself, and also you have to be receptive to someone else giving to you, which means looking at this idea of yourself as being the one that gives, being the one that goes above and beyond, and questioning if that genuinely serves you, because there's energy that's coming in where like of emotional balance, but in order to do, like, you have to find your own emotional balance before the appropriate person's going to come in to nurture you, if that makes sense. Because I mean, the last thing that you want is to be codependent on someone else's nurturing. You want to have a sense of like you being able to fill your own cup before someone comes in and is able to like add to that, if that makes sense. Because if you're only expecting your cup to be filled by external influences, then it's guaranteeing codependency. So, and that's where I see, like, if you've been wondering why you haven't found that career opportunity or relationship or friendship or just any external influence in your life that like why you're not getting what you're giving, in a sense, it's because you're not giving enough to yourself, and you need to learn how to fill your own cup to be able to healthfully receive from somebody else. Make the best of it and make space for it. And I'm honestly seeing this is more so coming towards this Four of Pentacles energy of where you're being called to draw your energy back in, because for some Pisces you might be experiencing some resistance towards it, but I'm really getting the sense that you need to find pleasure in it, to really find pleasure in taking care of yourself and filling your own cup up. Like, genuinely make the time for it, the time that you would give. So like all the time that you have spent giving to other people, you need to, like, on a huge transformational level, give that time back to yourself. And genuine, like, I can't stress enough how important it is to make space for yourself, to make time for yourself, and honestly, like, make the best of it. Not to beat yourself up over not wanting to give in the way that you had. Like I'm just kind of seeing, like, let your hair down, have fun, enjoy yourself, and enjoy whatever feels good to you, that fills your cup back up, and not to, like, beat yourself up about, like, oh, well, I'm doing too much this, I'm not giving enough to other people. Like, this is genuinely the time to learn how to give to yourself in a way that, like, rejuvenates you, rather than, because, you know, there are ways that, like, ideas of self-care of, like, oh, take a bath, buy yourself some cupcakes, whatever. And a lot of this whole, like, self-care mentality is very much caught up in, like, capitalism and consumer culture, where some of that can actually deter from self-care. Self-care is like looking at what you need on a deep level, on a soul level, rather than just your ego being like, I'm tired, let me get a bag of chips, and just zone out eating that bag of chips and watching Say Yes the Dress or whatever. Like, learning truly what it means to take care of yourself, what it means to rejuvenate yourself. And it truly just, like, what I'm getting is, like, really ask yourself, like, what would you want for someone else to do for you, and do it for yourself. Or also questioning, like, why do I want someone to do that for me? How do I expect that act of care to make me feel, and what can I do in my life right now to make myself feel that way? Starfish. With this, I might look at the book for this, but really what I'm getting is just, like, to learn your own value as you are, to learn your value outside of being the caretaker, being the nurturer, being the giver, being the person that goes above and beyond. There is more to your sense of value and self-worth than who you are to other people. And really starting to ask your questions, like, what is my value outside of what someone else might receive from me? deep questions to ask yourself. Transmute. And really with this, like I keep getting again and again and again, like that giving nature of just like learning how to transmute that energy that you would give to other people and learning how to give that to yourself. And I mean, I could come up with a list of things that like feel like self-care, but genuinely, like, it takes asking yourself the questions. It takes paying attention to yourself and like what you need and what makes you feel good to like, because like I said, I can give a list of things, but the best guidance and information that you can get is from yourself. So it's really important to like start asking yourself the questions. And if you do believe in a higher power, and if you do believe in the power of prayer, like pray about it. I know some people might be uncomfortable with prayer, but and even me, like I am not religious at all. But I find that just like, but I am spiritual, and I do believe that I have spirit guides walking with me, and I do believe that I am a co-creator with the universe. So I've noticed like I can just like ask, I want an answer to this. I want to know why I do X, Y, and Z. Or I want to be guided towards a self-care practice that's actually rejuvenative. I want to know like what it looks like to take care of myself. And I just like, I get quiet with myself and I ask that question and I have faith that I'll have the answer. And usually within like a week or so, something is brought to me. But it takes paying attention. It takes paying attention to your surroundings and what's being shown to you. But yeah, it's just like if you believe in that, if that works for you, if that feels resonant to you, I would highly advise doing that. And then here we have the abundance card. And again, like realizing like your worth outside of what you mean to other people. What do you mean to yourself? Have you really asked yourself that question? Like, how do you feel about yourself? What are you proud of about yourself that doesn't involve what someone else has told you is worthy about you or lovable about you? What do you appreciate about yourself? What do you appreciate about what you've been able to accomplish for yourself? And just really looking at the abundance that you've created for yourself. And like, I'm not talking about material abundance. I'm talking about like the genuine relationships that you might have built, the past trials and tribulations that you've been able to overcome, like spiritual abundance, like abundance of strength in a sense. Really taking the time to look at that and take stock of the abundance that you already have, or maybe take stock of the ways in which people already are giving to you, instead of maybe looking for the ways in which you aren't being reciprocated. What ways are you being reciprocated, either by like a particular person or just by the universe itself? What ways is your cup being filled up that you aren't taking stock of and appreciating? And with that, I believe that is your reading, Pisces. If you'd like to start a conversation with me, please do so in the comments down below. I'd love to talk, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.